Jace, what's the feeling in the clubhouse a couple days out from the season starting?
Yeah, it's good. We're really excited. Gotta worry about today. Gotta get this practice in. Gotta have the best practice Texas A&M baseball has ever had today, and then whenever we wake up, we can worry about tomorrow.
When you look at some of the guys who are going to be in the lineup who are transfers, is there a common characteristic you'd see of guys who can come into a program and make an instant impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's receipts, and we've seen in the past people come in and make immediate impacts, and I think that's a goal for everybody who comes here, right? Like they want to come here and have a great year, have a successful year, and just have fun. At the end of the day, it's a game, and we started playing it whenever we were younger because we loved it and we want to have fun. And I think as long as we can keep that going this year, then we should be in a good spot.
How does this offense compare to last year's offense, at least in the build-up of the season?
Yeah, I'm excited to see us all. I mean, the offenses have been split up, right? Outfielders, infielders, and so we haven't all been able to play as one united whole yet. So I think that's what I'm most excited for, and I think there's a lot of people who would say we're just as good on the offensive side, if not better. So
obviously the target on your back has been a common theme here. Can you kind of touch on that mindset you guys have in the locker room?
Yeah, man. I mean, it comes with it, right? I think that's something that you want. You want the target on your back. You want to get everybody's best guys because at the end of the day, then that prepares you for whenever you get later into the season and whenever you get into SEC play and you're facing everybody's best guy. So I think you want that target on your back, and you can't view it as bad or like I don't even view it as good because at the end of the day it means nothing. I'd rather be number one whenever everything's said and done than be number one now. But luckily we have the privilege to be number one right now, which is awesome. I love that target, but at the same time, we got to go play now, right? So.
Coach said that Sorrell's going to be out this weekend and TK's going to start in right field. So with the freshman, what has it been like playing next to him, and what have you seen out of Terrence Gill in preseason? Yeah,
I mean, I think he's exceptional. I think he's going to do everything that we need him to do. I think he's going to have a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, it's baseball. Like, I went through a lot of struggles my freshman year, and one of the biggest things I had to learn was how to deal with failure, right? Coming out of high school, you don't necessarily know how to deal with failure because you didn't fail much, right? And so I think that's the biggest thing that I'm going to try and make sure that he knows and like understands is like, I could have a terrible weekend this weekend. We could all have a terrible weekend this weekend because it's baseball, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, like we hope we don't. But you have to realize it is baseball and you are going to fail. But you have to get past those failures. You have to understand that, okay, like I could go 0 for 4 today and 4 for 4 tomorrow. But if you can just let it eat you up whenever you go home, then you have a pretty good chance of coming back to the ballpark the next day and doing the same thing just because you haven't let it go necessarily. So.
And then defensively, what's it like playing next to him and having that speed in right field? Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I have more trust in him than everybody else out there. Like I think that he's going to do great things. I think that it's pretty easy whenever you can trust the people next to you, right? And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
What's it been like?
Who's faster?
Who's faster, you or him?
You know, I actually don't know, but I kind of want to say me. My numbers are a little bit quicker right now, so. But we'll see as the season goes on.
Were you impressed when he legged out that double last weekend during the scrimmage?
Yeah, I mean, he's quick, he's agile. He played football for, I don't know how long he played, but I think it was growing up his whole life pretty much. So, I mean, what do you expect from him, you know what I mean?
What's it been like going against this pitching staff and also, just getting Prager back? What does that mean for this team?
Yeah, it's tough. This pitching staff's pretty elite. It's a lot of fun, though. It kind of prepares you for whenever you have to actually play against that competition. Honestly, it prepares you for playing against other competition that's just as equal. So we're really excited. And Prager, I mean, I was a little mad at him whenever he said that he was coming back because he didn't even let me know. I just saw it on Instagram. I was like, what is this? Like, what type of teammate are you? This is horrible. I'm kidding. But, no, it's amazing to get that guy back. He's been working his tail off. He has some things that he wants to get done, and I'm just excited to watch him do it.
Did he have an excuse for when you reached out or why he didn't?
He just said that he couldn't, which I don't understand. I mean, it's a simple, like, hey, man, I'm coming back. That's all it takes. But, I guess some people view it differently, whatever. That guy.
And how excited are you to finally go up against different pitchers and a different team?
Yeah, man, we're really excited, mainly because I feel like we can finally, not that we haven't been, but I feel like we can actually root 100% for each other, right? Like we can actually be behind each other fully and not like the pitchers kind of rooting for the pitchers, the hitters kind of want the pitchers to get shelled. Like, no, like now it's like, all right, like we can actually root for who is playing for us, right? So I think we're really excited for that, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you explain the taste y'all have in your mouth and Omaha and innings and outs away from winning, and how do you convey that to your new teammates?
Yeah, it sucks. That's something I never want to go through again. I don't want to lose that last game. I want to win that last game. I think that everybody else could say the same thing, but at the same time, like coming so close to doing it, you get a different perspective and you kind of feel it more, right? Like you're like, okay, like now I kind of have that taste of like what it could be. But at the same time, I think that I try and live day by day, and I think that we all try and live day by day in the clubhouse. And that was what, almost a year or a little less than a year ago. Like at this point, who cares? It's history. Now we just have to go write a new path for ourselves and kind of, I mean, I don't even think we're necessarily using that as fuel. Now it's a whole new team, it's a whole new ball club, it's new players, new people, and we just get to go have fun together again, right? I don't really want to say we're using that as fuel more than just we know it happened and it's in the past.
Where do you think you've grown the most as a hitter in particular this offseason, things you're trying to improve to take another step forward?
Yeah, I think that me and Mike and Caleb and Fox have all been working really, really hard together and just trying to stay on the fastball. That's how I pride myself, and swing at the strikes and take the balls. I think that I try and keep things very, very simple and try to keep things as easy for myself as they can be, because this game's really hard. And the more I can do that, the more successful I think I'll be, and the more successful our team will be. Mike said it best, is the more team success you'll have, the more personal success you'll have, right? And I believe that. Like, you can't be solely focused on how you're doing rather than, at the end of the day, you go 0 for 4 and we win. Yeah, you can be a little bit mad, but you should be pretty dang happy, because baseball, like, it can go either way at any given time. And so as long as we win, I think that if everybody can stick to that motto of, like, all right, we won, like, I can kind of be happy, I can go home and just wash the bad day off, I think we'll be pretty good.
You got a lot of eyes and preseason accolades. Just how do you handle those things and just kind of going into this season with those types of things?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I try not to look at them or try not to see them, because it's pretty much impossible to do that, right? But you kind of have to channel them to somewhere different. Like, I view it as, like, it's awesome and it's cool, but at the end of the day, it means nothing. Really and truly, it literally means nothing. But I think this year I'm going to try and stick to the motto I had last year of who cares? As long as we win, who cares? Because I think that's where I'm most level-headed, clear-minded, and can have the most fun. The more you focus on things like that, and the more stress you try and put on yourself to do things like that, then it never turns out. And at the end of the day, I have no control over what happens. I don't. As long as I prepare and give it my best, then whatever happens, happens.
What has it been like working with Conley, and just how has he impacted maybe anything with your approach or your swing?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. He talks, he says different things than Mike, but they are saying the same thing, if that makes sense. So it's pretty cool to interact with. Like, it's cool to hear a different side of hitting, but trying to get to the same result. And it's been really cool. Like, he says some things that I've never even thought about that I'm like, oh, like, that actually kind of works for me. It clicks. So it's pretty interesting, and I've had a lot of fun just getting to know him as a person. He's kind of come out of his shell a lot, and it's been great. I think that we have, honestly, our coaching staff is, if not the best, one of the best in the nation. So I'm excited to kind of get to play for these guys.
A couple more questions. Anything you learned maybe from Braden last year on how to handle those expectations you're talking about?
I think that he kind of did the same thing that I did. I think that he just, not that he didn't care, but kind of put it to the side and just went and played baseball. I think that we both have the same mindset of baseball. Like, you started playing as a kid because you loved it, and just because you have these so-called expectations on you doesn't change the fact that it's still just baseball, and that it shouldn't amplify or magnify anything that you're trying to do. I just want to go win. I don't care necessarily how I do, to be honest. I just want to win. So
is shot keeping you humble?
Yeah, he tries to throw out all these allegations and things and all these lies and say that I'm this big guy who has this big old head, but he knows that's false, but he'll never say it, which is fine.
How big of a head has he gotten since getting number 12?
Dude, it's unbelievable. I mean, I walk in the house every day and he's just immediately throwing it in my face. Hey, look at this post. Like, I'm number 12 again. And I'm like, dude, I don't care at this point, man. I know you are. But it's all fun.